Hey everybody, the time has come. As usual, either towards New Year's or shortly after New Year's, I always like to do a top 10 list of films I'm looking forward to the most for that upcoming year. So, this is a video where I talk about my top 10 most anticipated 2018 films. These are the 10 films I'm looking forward to the most throughout 2018. As far as I know, and as far as when this video was filmed, these 10 films are still coming out within 2018 at some point or another, whether it's near the beginning of the year or close to the end of the year. Fortunately, most of these are coming out closer to the end of the year as far as I'm concerned. Um, but I just want to go over this video quick, tell you my 10 films I'm looking forward to the most. If a film is not mentioned here, that doesn't mean I'm not looking forward to it. That just means these 10 films I'm looking forward to more over, said films. So, um, yeah, there's tons of films I'm looking forward to in 2018. I really hope it's a strong year for film. And there's tons of films I unfortunately really felt bad leaving off of this list. But like I said, these are the 10 films where I really kind of cut down to brass tacks and really kind of was honest with myself of, these are the 10 films I really kind of want to know how exactly they're going to do. If they're a sequel, how well are they going to live up to that earlier story? So let's get into it because I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of comments on some of these. So let's start at number 10. And I guess, as usual, guys, as we work further up the list, that means that's a film I'm looking forward to even more. So number 10 means I'm looking forward to it, but it's not my most anticipated. And as we work closer to the number one spot on my list, that means that's the film I'm really, really looking forward to. I can't wait to watch it. Might be an opening day kind of release for me personally, as far as going out to the theater and seeing it. So that's how this list is going to work: is films that kind of just barely made the list to films that I'm looking forward to the most. So let's start at number 10 with Rampage. I'm a huge fan of the Rampage video games. I remember renting Rampage World Tour, and I actually own Rampage 2 Universal Tour for the N64. Really like these games a lot. As far as how I know they're going to handle the story, how they're adapting it to the big screen, I'm really looking forward to seeing how Rampage is going to turn into a film and what kind of story they're going to go with. I do like the whole thing with Dwayne Johnson and George the Gorilla kind of having this friendship before everything went down with these monsters becoming huge and destroying a city and everything like that. Just really looking forward to it, really hoping that the Rampage video games get justice on film. Let's hope the video game curse gets lifted with this movie or another film I'm going to mention later on in the list. This really looks like a fun time at the theater, and I hope it's a blast. So let's still go into my number 9 pick on the list. This is my ninth anticipated film of 2018. And strangely enough, some of the people are probably going to put this at their number 1 because I'm sure more people are probably more excited for this film. I'm kind of cautiously optimistic. I'm aware of the production problems this film had, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what it does. And that's Solo, a Star Wars story. This is going to be a film, I believe, that takes place before Episode 4 on the Star Wars timeline. We're going to see a younger Han Solo before Mark Hamill and Alec Guinness and all of them meet up with him in Episode 4. Really looking forward to it. I hope Ron Howard does something interesting with the story. It was originally going to be directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, but I guess him and Lucasfilm had a huge disagreement with how to handle the film, so they got kicked off the project. So I really hope Ron Howard does something special with it. Hope he brings something fun and engaging and something we might have ever learned about Han Solo before, and certain things that we probably would have never really figured out about him according to the movies or anything. Hopefully Greedo and Jabba the Hutt and all of them get involved somehow. So I'm really looking forward to see kind of what a young Han Solo story is going to look like on film. So that's my number 9 spot on the list. At number 8, we have another reboot of Halloween. But what's cool about this Halloween, or who knows, maybe this is going to be the biggest downside of this film when it comes out in closer to October, is they're completely erasing all the sequels from the Halloween film timeline. So really only the first Halloween is really the only film that's happened according to this film's timeline. So they're going with the alternate timeline. It's not going to take place after the Rob Zombie films, or I think Halloween Resurrection was the last of the John Carpenter films. So this film it's completely fresh. They're going to completely go into a direction that I think is, what would that be, 40 years later, according to the first film. So about 40 years after the first film, we're going to see a much mature Laurie Strode and kind of see how her life went after the first film and after Halloween 2 never happened and stuff like that. Really curious to see what they do with it. John Carpenter, as far as I know, is kind of involved with it. He kind of approved everything going on with it. He's not directing it or anything. He might possibly do the score for it, which is another exciting thing for it. So, really just excited to see where Michael Myers goes and Laurie Strode goes in the Halloween franchise. And hopefully, erasing the timeline after the first film will hopefully benefit this movie. Hopefully, they might do something more interesting than just Laurie Strode and Michael Myers being brother and sister. Hopefully, they'll do something more interesting with that as well. So, at number 7 on my list, I'm sure a lot of people are really looking forward to this film. Its teaser trailer is amazing with the Bob Ross spoof, and you already guessed it, it's Deadpool 2. I'm really looking forward to this. Unfortunately, Tim Miller is not directing this movie, but as far as I know, with who they did hire, I think he directed some scenes in the John Wick movies, so he has some experience directing action scenes at least. I'm just really looking forward to seeing how Deadpool continues, where the story goes after the first film, how his relationship with Vanessa keeps going. Josh Brolin's going to play Cable in it. There's just so many things to look forward to in this film, and the first film was so much fun. This film, I believe, has a summer release in June somewhere. I'm just really looking forward to seeing where Ryan Reynolds goes with Deadpool next, and hopefully it's a fun film. At number 6 on my list, and believe it or not, I was thought this was going to be higher on my list, but then I realized there's films in 2018 I'm looking forward to even more than this one, surprisingly, and that's Ready Player One by Steven Spielberg. This film has been talked about for a while. The book is huge. It has a huge fan following in the book. Ernest Cline, I think his name is. I know a lot of his books get a lot of attention. A lot of people like them within the nerd culture and everything. I'm really looking forward to seeing kind of how like Iron Giant and Freddy Krueger and Mortal Kombat characters and this video game world where you just walk in and you're yourself and you kind of build your own identity. And, this man left who created this Oasis world has left all this money behind and everybody's looking for it. And if they get it, they're filthy rich, and it just looks like a really fun movie. And I know Steven Spielberg has tried to make a film for years that displays his passion for video games, so I'm hoping Ready Player One is going to be that film that does that. So really looking forward to seeing what Steven Spielberg does. Hopefully the Post is good coming up here soon as well. So Ready Player One, I hope it's a fun film. This next film supposedly is coming out in 2018, but I had to put it on the list just because I'm really excited to see it, and I really does hope it comes out in 2018 as promised, and that is Creed 2. Unfortunately, there was long rumors for a while that Sylvester Stallone was going to direct this film after Ryan Coogler got busy with Black Panther. Unfortunately, neither one of them is directing this movie. I think they're getting a smaller director that only has like one big film on his record to direct this movie. But regardless of that, the reason why I'm so excited for Creed 2 is because it's going to be about Adonis Creed fighting Ivan Drago's son. At least that's what's been rumored about it. And Ivan Drago himself, Dolph Lundgren, is going to have a role in this movie. So it's going to be really fun to kind of see how Rocky 4 plays into everything, because I know the two of them are really not going to be able to get along very well now that Ivan Drago killed the dad and that this is kind of his offspring and everything like that. And now Apollo Creed's son's now a big fighter. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm just excited to see where the Rocky story goes, where Adonis Creed goes after the first Creed movie. Hopefully Tessa Thompson will play the girlfriend again. Really excited to see where the Rocky universe goes, and hopefully Creed 2 will come out in 2018 as promised. Number 4 on my list, I'm sure a lot of people are really looking forward to this film as well, and that's The Incredibles 2. Ever since 2004, I think it was when the first film came out, and they hinted toward a sequel, I have been pumped for years to see Pixar do an incredible sequel. Really excited to see where the story goes. As far as I know right now, it's really just about Mr. Incredible taking care of Jack Jack while Elastigirl's out and about in the world, fighting crime and everything. Hopefully there's a lot more to it than that, but the fact that we're finally getting an Incredibles 2, we finally get to see where the story with the Underminer went after the events of the first film. I'm just excited to see that we're getting another Incredibles film. So that's more than enough for me to put it in my number 4 spot. Now, going back to video game movies, at my number 3 spot, we have the reboot of Tomb Raider. I really hope this is a great film, guys. I've been wanting a good Tomb Raider film for years and years and years. And though I didn't hate the very first Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider film, I wasn't completely in love with it. I really didn't like the sequel very much. I really think with the right writer and the right director, they can really make a strong, great Tomb Raider movie. I really think, and what I've seen of the trailers look really promising for this movie. I really hope that they really nail the Tomb Raider story in this movie. I really think Alicia Vikander can pull it off if they give her a good script. She seems physically fit for the role. She's obviously a very beautiful woman. Really just embodies everything about Tomb Raider that you would want. I really hope this Tomb Raider film is great, guys. I've been pushing and pushing Hollywood for years to really make a great video game movie. So if Rampage can't do it in April, hopefully Tomb Raider can do it in March. And hopefully, who knows, maybe Tomb Raider will be great, and hopefully Rampage will be great and finally break the curse of video game movies. So really hoping and crossing my fingers with this one. I really want Tomb Raider the reboot to be great. Then at number 2, we have Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2. I love the first Wreck-It Ralph. I've watched it so many times since it first came out. I love video games. I just love the idea of Wreck-It Ralph. I love the idea that other video game characters can interact with each other in their games and so forth. Now Ralph gets to go to the internet this time with the Wi-Fi router in the arcade. Man, I hope this film is great. I love that first Wreck-It Ralph film. I'm really excited to see these characters come back. It sounds like all the Disney princesses are going to be in this film. Some Marvel and Star Wars characters might be in this film potentially as well. I really hope Disney knocks it out of the park with this Wreck-It Ralph sequel. I'm really, really excited for it. Then at number 1 on my list, and I'm sure a lot of people have this at their number 1 on their list as well, we have Avengers 3, The Infinity War. I just really, really hope this is a film that really kind of pays off everything that's happened in the Marvel Universe so far. Iron Man 1 to this day, the original 2008 film with Robert Downey Jr., one of my all-time favorite films, and I really hope that the film that got me interested in this Marvel Universe really kind of hits home with Iron Man and Captain America and Hulk and Thor and all these characters we've been introduced to so far. Now they finally get to fight Thanos. They finally get to see the Infinity Stones. They finally get to see so many things come together. I really hope Avengers Infinity War is a great film. So that's my top 10 list, you guys. Let me know what you think. Hopefully this phone call is not going to interrupt this video too much. Let me know your top 10 lists down below. These are my 10 most anticipated films of the year. And we'll see you guys in 2018 where hopefully I get to review all these films.